Welcome to our last edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sips. I just want to say it again. We're here at Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sips. Thank you very much, the owner and the friends that let us come out to this establishment back in the first week of February 2013. This is our official 82nd show here. Kelly, who I talked to, was on our first show, said she couldn't make it for our last show because she did our last show. And she's right, but we're doing another one. They still have the doors open here. Great food. I can't promote 3024 West Liberty Avenue, 15216, because I don't know where they'll be next week. And we're looking at, stay tuned on our Facebook page. We appreciate that. We just hit 3,470 likes. So thank you for that. We appreciate everybody that's liked us. Stay tuned for the updates. We're talking to 2 different establishments. You already know we were at the River City Inn, and we have 2 other ones that we're close to making a deal there, so we'll find out on Wednesday.
Arts?
Smoking Jim's the man on the inside. Show some green, buddy. Put the green out there. We'll be there. Well, anyhow, you can watch this show on Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area. That's even including the city and all the way out to Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, Sewickley, and everywhere else. Only Comcast 7 in Bethel Park. And YouTube, you can watch us 24/7. All 250 plus shows are there. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. We got Smoking Jim Frazier. We got our other co-hosts from our Tuesday Night Live show. Yes, these are TV shows. They're not radio shows. So that bad rumor that Little Z's just on radio with us, it's not true. Zach Brenner will be here a little later on at the show. We'll see how it goes with our great guests we got coming up here. And we're going to start with what's on our mind. We've been doing this for a while, Smoking Jim. I actually dread to hear what's on your mind. This is one of the few times, because you're already right in whatever you're saying. So I'm going to just say, Smoking Jim, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green, you got to see Levine.
Fumble.
I like to start off each and every show by giving a shout out to my main man, Dan the Man. Dan makes the best coffee on the planet. If you like coffee, order a cup from Dan. Please take care of your bartenders and waitresses. And if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor, grab a menu, because 2 weeks ago, I had the best meatball hoagie I ever had in my life, and it's because of the Chef Pete's in the back. I got a quick announcement. The 2nd annual Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame Banquet will be Monday, July 13th, 2015. Location is still being
It's undecided to be announced later.
Right now.
I just got a text earlier today. I said, you got to be kidding me. You know in advance. What did you get, a new calendar?
I got my new calendar.
How did I guess?
And crayons. And listen, the Steel Curtain defense looked soft and cheesy yesterday against Cleveland. The Browns was able to run and pass at will. The Cleveland Browns left tackle, Joe Thomas, is the best offensive lineman in football. And the only way that 36-year-old James Harrison was going to make a tackle against Thomas was if a Cleveland Brown fan came running on the field and he body slammed him again. Hey, listen, I got to agree with Snoop Doggy Dogg. He said that the problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is the offensive coordinator, Todd Haley. The offensive line stinks. Big Ben is the 3rd most sacked quarterback in the whole National Football League. 350-pound Marcus Gilbert is fat, slow, sloppy, lazy, and out of shape. And the Steelers still gave him a $30 million contract extension. Listen, the only reason he's the starting right offensive tackle is because he loves Ben Roethlisberger. At 350 pounds, he loves anything with burger in it. Hey, listen, I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight. I'm convinced that the Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
Smoking Jim, thanks for mixing it up a little bit. I didn't expect that. I just thought you were using your usual line. Here you used a little twist to it. Well, I guess I got to talk Steelers too because I'm in shock. You know, the easy schedule that they had, you know, even Ben Roethlisberger, I'm a conspiracy guy. When Ben's throwing passes so hard and guys are wide open and then overthrowing them, does he want to get rid of Todd Haley? I mean, all this stuff I kept hearing on TV, boy, they get along great. And I'm thinking he's not playing one of his plays. Every time they do the no huddle, it's taking about 33 seconds to get a play off. Now, how's that even possible? The other teams, I watch the Eagles, the other end of our state, they average 22 seconds getting a play off. That's their average. So that means some of them are going faster. You see an up-tempo game that they had in the first half? The Steelers are supposedly playing an up-tempo game. No offense. And defense, where was the defense even at? How could that happen? So, very disappointing. My 11-5 prediction, that's gone. Even though we're only 3-3, I can't see them winning, going on a win streak of about 4 or 5 in a row. They could lose the next 3 games if you look at the schedule with the way the teams are playing. Just check that out for your next opening, maybe tomorrow night on the show. And that's what's on my mind. It's too depressing to go any further.
I tell you what, me and this guy go way back. He was my first football coach when I was 4 years old. He used to scream at us, you got to take it to the next level. I guess the next level was the 5- and 6-year-old team. But I tell you what, this is a guy that I looked up to my whole life. And when the governor comes to the state of Pennsylvania, the first person he calls is Mr. Bill Neal. Come on up, Bill.
He is snazzy.
Woo, you moving like you used to play for Gateway.
Well, here, sit down, sir. Let me give you your mic, because I know you know how to handle it. This is one of the best MCs, announcers, sports writers in the Pittsburgh area, and I'm not even going deep into that.
Well, let's immediately address that insult. Gateway? No way. Penn Hills Indian for life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Al. Certain things you got to jump on right away.
I'm a man of action. I might be smooth on some things, but there's nothing smooth when they're attacking your school and calling you names by Gateway, who dropped a division, and then they can't win.
They're single B now, aren't they?
I don't think they made it that high.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
there's a new category.
I'm just saying.
You ever see a free fall?
Hey, sorry, there's a little humor for you Gateway people. You still got you got the mall. You got the Monroeville Mall, so all is not lost.
Where Smoking Jim hangs out.
Al, glad to be here. You guys got the best show in town.
Thank you.
And Smoking Jim, thanks for the intro. $5 is in the mail.
Thank you, sir.
At least he didn't say check. I like that. You mixed it up. What's going on with you?
Well, life is grand. I survived the Steeler loss to Cleveland, and I hadn't heard of conspiracy theories until now, but that is interesting.
I'm hoping
that's interesting.
You're a prolific writer. You pull out insights that I don't even know where you pull them out of.
Well,
we won't go there because you'll
you.
tell me.
Yeah.
So I just figured I'd plant a little mustard seed for you.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I had not heard the conspiracy theories, but it does make sense. You know, and a lot of things don't make sense if I can delve into that arena for just a second. First of all, Cortez Allen can't cover a bed with a big blanket. I mean, it's just at some point, if you're playing corner, you got to turn around and see if the ball's coming. Like, you got to figure, if the guy I'm running with is running with me, a ball might be on the way at some point. You got to turn around at some point.
Do you ever look at their eyes like when you were coaching? If a kid starts looking up, do you tell the other kid, look back?
That would be the time.
I mean,
that would be the time if there's a time.
And I'm too slow to be a D-back. So.
I think there's enough blame to go across the board. You've got the coaches have to bear some responsibility, but coaches don't block tackle, and there's only so much weight you can put on the coach's shoulders. Is a coach responsible for getting the team ready? Absolutely. Chuck Noll said, if I have to motivate you, I don't want you. So coach's responsibility is not to motivate you. If you're not motivated enough to play this game at this level, you ought not be here. And if you're getting $10 million a year and that's not enough motivation, you ought to be arrested. All right. Nobody wants.
They have been. Sorry. They have been getting arrested. I don't want to jump on your parade.
I don't want to name names because people are watching.
Yes.
And then you're looking at nobody wants to blame Ben for anything. Like, you listen to talk shows all day long.
He loves them.
There's no blame. You're fumbling the ball once or twice a game. You hold the ball until the last possible moment. And I know Jim alluded to his how many times he's been sacked.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to bear some responsibility. And pardon me for asking this question. Marino, Unitas, Elway, Manning, if they all get rid of the ball in 3 seconds, might that be a good idea for you? I'm just saying.
Did you name Hall of Famers?
I think all the ones that are recognized as the greatest of all time, if they get rid of it in 30 seconds, why can't you? But enough of the Steelers out.
Okay.
I said to Jim, if you guys can squeeze me in, I'd like to come on because, we've done a lot of things together over the years, and it's the end of an era for us. It's the 40th anniversary celebration for Champion Enterprises.
Wow.
For many people who may not know that name, certainly the Connie Hawkins Summer Basketball League, the Franco Harris All-Pro Football Camp, the Kenny Durrett High School All-Star Basketball Classic, the Willie Stargell MVP Awards Banquets. All those programs we created, we operated for 40-plus years, and we're celebrating the 40th year this year, and then we're calling it a day. I mean, we think that we've done all that we can do to make the world a better place. And we got a big celebration coming up. So for anybody out there listening, Saturday, October 18th, we'll be at the Lounge on Verona Road.
Okay.
It's a nice little spot in Penn Hills. Monica's the owner. She's donating her facility to us. And we're just going to have a great time. All ex-players, volunteers, coaches, any women that was affiliated with Jim, Smoking Jim, all of you all come. I'm just saying.
Is it a two-story place?
I'm just saying. Come on out, have a good time. Smoking Jim will be there if he owes you any money or anything. Now's the time to collect.
Oh, and he got $5 coming in the mail. He'll have 5 more than he got now. Oh, okay.
So we're doing that Saturday.
When does it open? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock until. Cash bar, cash kitchen, free parking, 50-50, fun and prizes, surprises, games, celebrities, all that. And certainly, Al, please come. I mean, you need to be there as well. It's going to be a great time Saturday. And that kind of wraps up Champions. Next year, we got a new something coming. Achieving Greatness Incorporated will be our new corporation. We kick it off December 1st. And for the past 40 years, we have been a nonprofit, charitable 501c3 all-volunteer agency. That's being put to bed. The future brings us a new identity, Achieving Greatness Incorporated, a corporate for-profit company that's going to be all about doing business in a business-like manner. And we've already met with the mayor, Bill Peduto, and Chief Executive Rich Fitzgerald, and some other corporate execs, and everybody's excited about it, and we can't wait to get started. We got some big things coming next year. We're going to work smarter, not harder. Okay. We're going to do fewer things, but better. And we've got a real big thing that I can't announce tonight, but the next time I do your show, we'll be able to announce one of the biggest historical events in the last 50 years will be coming back to Pittsburgh next year.
Wow.
What time of year? Let me try to do some
no hints.
figuring
No.
out.
If I give you the month, you'll know.
Okay.
So I can't tell you more.
Just checking with you.
Yeah.
No, that sounds very exciting. It sounds great. Sounds like a new beginning after 40 years.
Yeah, we needed some,
Freshen it up.
I kind of copied, that adage. People always say, well, how did Michael Jackson and Madonna keep it going for so many years. Reinvent yourself. Reinvent something. Recreate. So rather than, get a rocking chair and go off in a corner somewhere and rock myself to sleep, you got slobber running down your mouth. You got people.
I understand. And you can't wear the same suit every night
it's
like
just,
that.
It's ugly. It's just
this
nasty.
way you get to dress up once in a while.
This way I can keep doing something.
I like your hanky there, too.
Thank you. That's
very nice.
It's a professional hanky.
I like
it.
it.
And so that's what's going on with us, man. But for right now, got a big party coming up, and then we've got Toys for Tots at the end of the year. We'll still be doing that. So the party on Saturday actually raises money for the toy drive. So, again, everybody that's out there that had anything to do with Champions, any way, shape, or form, come on out.
No, it sounds like a great thing.
Be a good time.
Definitely. Hey, we had a couple cancellations here. Would you like to talk a little sports?
I've been known to talk a little sports.
Well, I assumed that, but I didn't know if you'd like to.
I would like to, and I look forward to a little chitter chatter with you too.
Well, we're going to start into that right now. You know how we do what's on our mind?
I do.
I want to know what's on your mind.
Well, quite literally, I've always said, if you go into spring training, when you come home from spring training, there's two things you need: pitchers and hitters in the game of baseball. If you got pitchers, half the battle's won. If you got hitters, the other half of the battle's won. So, akin to football, you need blockers and tacklers when you go to summer camp. When you leave summer camp, you should have blockers and tacklers.
I'm starting to follow you.
And as a former defensive lineman, I will remind those who are listening who don't know, everything starts up front. Mm-hmm. Jim was a great running back. Doesn't happen if he doesn't have horses up front.
Right.
Jim Brown couldn't run through a brick wall. Mm-hmm. Gale Sayers only needed 6 inches, but you got to have a crease.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you have blockers, everything else becomes available. The quarterback can throw the ball, the running back can run the ball. If you have tacklers, you get to the quarterback, you slow down the offense, you shut down the running game. So everything is predicated on that. What's on my mind is, how do the Steelers go to camp and not come home with some blockers and tacklers? And how do you do it 3 years in a row? 3 consecutive years of offensive linemen who can't block.
Let me interrupt the spiel you have. Here's what it's called that the Steelers never talk about. It's a big word: rebuilding.
Yeah.
You never hear that in Pittsburgh, not in the last 40 years.
No.
Before that, they're rebuilding every year with the legendary Art Senior.
Yeah.
Because you heard that. SOS was a famous phrase.
Yeah.
Same old
Yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah.
You haven't heard it since they had some success.
No, and listen.
And I think that's part of the problem. It's an attitude from the above that you just got to recognize, hey, we are rebuilding. But we need some quality with that rebuilding.
Absolutely you do. And it reminds everyone, in all sincerity, it reminds everybody how great the great Bill Nunn really was. What it took to find the likes of Joe Green and Ernie Holmes and L.C. Greenwood and Dwight White and Donnie Shell and John Starworth, those exceptional athletes. Listen, it's not the same as it was then.
No.
It's a different day. It's a different ball game. But clearly, you've got to be able to recognize. Here's an example. Archer, in college, 4'3",
Right.
and could run. But that's because he was running against guys on average slower than him. On every team, there might have been 1 or 2 guys as quick as him,
right,
and they were probably offensive too. At this level, everybody's as fast as Archer. That's why he can't get the ball past the 20.
You've got linemen that are 4'4",
Absolutely.
300 pounds.
So what does all this mean, Al? It means that the scouting is poor. The recognition of talent has been poor. You can blame Tomlin all you want. He's not blocking. He's not tackling. He's not catching. He's not punting. You got a punter that can't punt. I mean, I'm just saying. And I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, Smoking Jim. As a matter of fact, I'm dull on both sides. But if you get a punter, shouldn't he be able to punt?
More than 30 yards.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So the basics are what they're lacking here. This is not rocket science stuff here. And so that's, we as Chuck Noll has said, we have problems, and they are many.
Exactly. And one of the things I coined the phrase, you may enjoy this, that the offensive line was so weak that they did the blocking and tackling on the offensive line. And they still follow that theme, except there's a yellow handkerchief that gets thrown around. Now, when you have offensive players that get knocked on their backs, usually the offensive linemen, they don't get the green stains and mud on their backs. How does that happen? You can understand a running back, wide receiver, quarterback, you know, even a kicker, because sometimes he's taking a dive because he has to. So that's what I'm noticing on some of this too. I agree.
And we've been spoiled. We have certain expectations in Pittsburgh, and I don't think we should lessen those expectations.
No.
I think the expectations of the steel curtain, mean, tough defense, aggressive offense, outstanding wide receivers, great running backs, I think that expectation should be kept high, and we should not be thinking less than Super Bowls. But certainly we've been spoiled to a degree, and now we're being faced with the reality of what bad draft picks will do for you, and we've had numerous in the last 3 years. It's not an accident that this team is where it's at.
Right.
You can only be as good as the talent that you have. And I don't know, if the ball hits you in the numbers, you kind of got to catch it. And
what if it hits you in the hands consistently?
Well, apparently
you catch that once in a while?
Wheaton has webbed fingers or something because he can't catch the ball.
They only threw 11 at passes at him.
I'm just saying. And listen, I'm not mad at Heath Miller. Love him like a brother.
Yeah.
But is there a tight end that's faster? Like maybe the one that Cleveland had? A tight end that can listen. Heath, I love you, Heath. Heath. That's what they say. Heath, I love you, Heath. But can we get a tight end that once he gets the ball can outrun somebody? I mean, and then maybe use Heath on the opposite side for some slot stuff. So I'm just saying, there's a reason we're in this predicament. We've got a big hole to dig out of. But I'm going to go on record and say this on this show.
Okay.
The Steelers will recover. The Steelers will recover.
Winning record?
I got them at 9-7 in the beginning of the season. I'm staying with it. Hey, outside of 3 outstanding plays in that game, maybe 4, certainly the 2 passes downfield that Cleveland, one he scored on, one big game. Certainly the missed field goal on our behalf changed the attitude of the game. And I'll add this. That interception hit the ground first. There's no doubt about that. No. Those things changed the game big time. Should it have allowed them 31 points? No. Not at all. But it changed the game. And my point is this. They didn't get beat as bad as it seems. There are 3 or 4 plays to be in that game.
There were key plays. There always is.
Key plays.
Right.
So I don't think you're never as bad as you look. You're never as good as you think you are. The Steelers will be back. I think Mike Tomlin will rally the troops. I think they'll be back. I'm staying with 9-7.
I predicted 11-5 with that schedule because I was hopeful. So I can't say 11-5 anymore.
Keep in mind, I said Halle Berry would never get married again after her 3rd marriage. So.
I appreciate that.
3, 6.
I feel better right now.
6 marriages later.
I appreciate that. There's hope alive.
No, I'm just saying. My prediction.
You know what? I feel good sitting next to you. What else you got to say?
To the Halle Berry's family, nothing personal. I'm just saying.
Right.
She's up to wedding number 7 or 8 now. So I'm just. My predictions can be a little questionable.
I got you. Well, I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
And I thought they were here to play, even though they don't have the players.
Yeah, that's the big problem.
And there's parity in the NFL.
That too.
When you look around, you're saying 3-4 plays. When you're even, it's 1 or 2 plays.
Yeah.
Look at these teams. They go up 24-0. Then all of a sudden they're losing the game at the end.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what there's no excuse for. Missed tackles, when you have a clear shot at someone, no excuse. At this level, you got D-backs throwing their bodies into people instead of wrapping and tackling. It's nonsense. Now, a coach has a responsibility to make his players accountable. If your players are not performing at a level that they should be, now, unfortunately, you may not be able to go to the bench to replace them, but you got to dole out some attention-grabbing stuff that makes these guys perform better.
But how do you do it when they're multi-millionaires? To me, I just sit them down and third-string guy just comes in.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I wouldn't be
I've
opposed to that.
said it on air before.
Wouldn't be opposed to that.
Because it's ridiculous. These are the top players in football. Look at the percentage out of college that play the game. So even though they're bad, they're the best of the bunch.
Yeah.
So you think you'd perform a little better, just a little.
Well, I've always said this. The last player on the worst team in the NBA is better than 98% of all the people in the world. Right. So, there's a third-string player.
With the NFL, same type of thing.
If it's going to teach somebody a lesson in terms
Sam Bowie.
including. If it's going to show someone that they have to rise to a different level of attention, then let's do that for a series. And then my last part about this has been the same conversation everybody else has been talking about. You've got two great running backs. You got thunder and lightning. There's two things you got to do. Let them smoke the weed. I mean, I don't smoke. Never smoked in my life. I don't get high. Clearly, they perform better when they smoke weed. Let them smoke the weed on game day only. That's all I'm saying. And then secondly, give them the ball.
This is a family show. We're not condoning anything.
I'm not condoning smoking weed. This is medicinal football purposes only. I'm just saying.
Like they can't run without it.
You know what I'm saying? And you do that.
Ratings are going through the roof after this one. Wait till this is up on air.
Hey, this is the last show, so what do you care?
No, it's Sims. We're continuing elsewhere.
Oh, I didn't know.
We're not reinventing ourselves. We already have.
Well, then somebody edit that part out. But look,
I liked it, though.
If you do that, and you give them the ball, it's thunder and lightning in a bottle with a little weed attached. That's all I'm saying.
Write about that in your column in that paper.
I have.
That you have.
I have.
I gotta read that column. I can't wait for your next column.
But here's what I put in my column. Can I tell people I write for the Pittsburgh Courier?
He writes for the Pittsburgh Courier.
I write for the Pittsburgh Courier. You know what else I said? Pittsburgh Courier. The oldest black publication in America. 110 years old. Al Sharpton's cousin's in the audience. But listen.
I read it too, not just online. Sometimes Smoking Jim gives me a copy when he writes an article. And he said,
he can't read it though.
Yeah.
But listen, here's what I wrote.
Okay.
The police officer that smelled those guys going by. Allegedly, they rode by and he smelled the marijuana. That guy's in the wrong profession. He should be sniffing for oil and natural gas. With a snooter like that, you mean to tell me there's a zillion cars on McKnight Road daily? You could go to McKnight Road at midnight and there's a zillion cars on McKnight Road. You mean to tell me he's sitting there and he whiffed out a car going by with marijuana in it? It could not have been.
Well, here, let me tell you why. You're on a roll. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
It couldn't have been that it was two black guys in a fancy car with fancy rims that he recognized. No, it was the reefer he smelled from across the street. Come on,
I don't know all the details, but since we're going there, some of it may be true, but when you're going 20 miles an hour and you got your turn signal going right, but you're going left, that's like a red flag, okay? And they've caught more people doing that out there because there's 7 zillion cars going by. They're not the only ones getting caught. You know, that's the second most prolific community in catching people smoking weed in their cars. They're number 2. I want to know who number 1 is.
I didn't know that.
Because it's number 2. Nah, they bought their way out of that. But they're number 2 in the whole area.
I don't know.
In that community, I'm telling you.
I hear you. And I don't doubt you, but I'm just saying.
You brought up some valid points.
I do what I can.
We're going to investigate that at some other time. But we have a show that we want to keep going.
Well, listen.
It's our 3rd year, actually, that we're doing our shows. This is our 3rd year anniversary. Our first show was on 10/11/11, October 11th, 2011. That's when I met your man, Batman.
He's the man, Batman.
We lost a couple people on the way getting here to this show.
Yeah.
But we're still here.
Hey,
we got a new guy on the show.
The important thing is that you maintain your game. Keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you something in all seriousness. For you guys and for all of us, there has to be different voices on the air. Mm-hmm. There has to be different perspectives. Mm-hmm. It can't continue to be the same old boys saying the same old thing, and they don't have a different perspective. If they didn't live it, if they didn't experience it. Now, I'm not saying because we played, we know everything, but it helps if you played. But aside from that, it helps if you know differences. It helps if you have the other side of the coin to relate to. For example, Antonio Brown wanted to keep a record going. You can ask any football player anywhere on the planet, would you help do that? The answer is yes. Mm-hmm. That's a fellowship and a bond that players have. Mm-hmm. No player in that locker room had an issue with that. The media, you would have thought Antonio Brown is the guy that really shot Kennedy. I mean,
did he?
It's just It's just ridiculous. And they beat on that for a whole week. But if you have an understanding of the game, if you have a different perspective, if you understand the fellowship and the brotherhood that teammates have, you can see why that's easily done. Easily done. Not given a second thought to.
And I understand that. We saw Brett Favre take a dive to get a sack record.
Yes, we did.
And others.
Yes, we did.
So I do understand it. Well, Bill, I appreciate all your insights. Tell us about the event on October 18th one last time.
Saturday, October 18th, the Lounge on Verona Road in Penn Hills. It is the final last hurrah for Champion Enterprises. We're going to be raising money for Toys for Tots. The organization is officially done December 1st, and we just want to say it's just a thank you party for everybody to come out and say thank you, be thanked for all that everyone has done. This 40 years of service to the community has not been a one-man band. It's been a host of people. Willie Stargell, Franco Harris, Kenny Durrett, Dwayne Woodruff, on and on and on. Just a great line of people.
I understand.
Yeah. So thanks for having me as usual. And I'll go back over here. You got a guy in the back of the room that sells some
Mona V.
Sells some stuff that you drink and it makes you feel better. So
you need some of that.
I do.
That'll energize you for the reinvention.
It'll help my self-esteem. I'm a little.
No, your self-esteem's pretty good.
I seem kind of like a low profile. I want to get all that stepped up.
No, you're not really a low profile guy, but I appreciate the low profile suit.
Do I leave now?
If you want to. Mario Tempest, welcome aboard. You want to hold the mic with the theme?
Sure. I just got one major thing to say. This isn't fair being on after Bill Neal.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. I'll take one for the team, but this just is not fair.
You know what? We'll help you out here a little bit. You got three.
Hold my hand.
Yeah, we'll hold you after you recover from that.
All right.
Definitely. Well, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is, as far as the Steeler game goes, I am going to Columbus, Ohio this weekend for business. And you know what's out there, don't you?
No, I'm confused.
A bunch of Cleveland Browns fans, except for my cousin. She's a Steeler fan.
Oh, good.
And they're waiting for me.
Really?
Yeah, they told me not to bring my Steeler stuff and the whole thing. They're waiting for me.
Well, take your Ohio State stuff and you'll be all right.
Yeah, well,
bring Steelers stuff in.
I'm going to. You know me
Definitely.
better.
I know. That's what I was
Head
thinking.
to toe, black and gold.
We're trying to pump you up here.
Yeah, pump
not
you
like
up.
Not like Aaron Rodgers in that commercial.
Great commercial.
We don't need that.
Well, I think we already beat the Steelers up enough. But what I'm really concerned about is what makes me even more worried is, are the Dallas Cowboys for real?
Wow.
Because that's what I want to choke on right there. I'd rather take the Steelers having a bad year than the Dallas Cowboys being for real.
How about both?
Yeah, both at the same
here.
time. And Cleveland on the rise.
That's not even.
Yeah, this is very tough to handle. And
Yeah,
Jim, what do you
in
think
shock.
about the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, Dallas got all this talent in the world. But if you know anything about the history of Tony Romo,
Exactly.
when December comes, when Santa Claus comes around, that's when Tony Romo turns into Tony Romo. So you don't have to worry about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, there's apple turnovers, cherry turnovers, and then there's Romo overs. And they still got the same owner, so as long as Jerry Jones is there, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's happy with Romo. More so now, but he was happy when he was losing with them.
Yes, he was.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, those are some things that happen. What else is going on?
Well, actually, not this weekend coming up, but 2 weekends from now. If you remember one of your guests you had a couple weeks ago, John Graziani from Pittsburgh Ice Arena.
I do remember him.
I'm
Nice
gonna be,
young man.
Yes, nice guy. I'm going to be up there with my energy drink for 2 tournaments, 2 weekends in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there all night Friday and all morning and all night Saturday, 2 weekends in a row.
Wow.
So I hope to do real well there and spread my cheer to some teams and some coaches from all over the Northeast. I think they're coming from. So
That
yeah, I'm
sounds
really
great.
looking forward to that. Yeah.
No, he was full of energy here. He gave
Yeah,
me
he
the
sure
biggest
was.
poster I ever had. I think it's still in my trunk.
Yeah, it wasn't a female poster, so you got to keep that one.
Of course. I don't have a shrine at my home like Smoking Jim Frazier does, no doubt. Well, I know you're a Penguin fan also.
Yes.
And it's a nice start.
Like somebody said on 93.7 today, they're 2-0. Crosby's got 6 points in 2 games, but regular season means nothing.
Yeah, but
How true that is.
Good point.
But you know what? You got to start somewhere. What do they not try then?
Yeah,
Just
but,
lose? What
well,
would happen if you're losing? Because I hear all this talk too.
Right.
Why can't you win during the regular season? New coach, new scheme, win in the postseason. I mean, that's what great teams do.
Well, that's what we've been waiting for, unfortunately.
Well,
that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. All this stuff that, so what? It's only a win in the regular season. That helps. It helps set the tone.
Absolutely.
And it helps younger players come along, get that winning tradition and attitude.
And it's good to see that the Flyers are winless after 3 games as well. But Jim already knew that because he follows hockey. So
No,
precisely.
he's only following Yager with the Devils.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah, he's with Jersey now.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
when
right.
Yager's with Philadelphia, he followed that.
I see.
But he's following New Jersey. I'm trying to help you out here.
Yes, sir.
That's what he follows. So you don't know. We got these inside jokes. Oh, that's not a joke.
That's not a joke. That's
So-
for real.
Just like baseball. He's a baseball fan now.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you would have
Kansas
heard,
City.
if you would have heard our last show, he actually brought up a guy who I don't think he even heard about till I mentioned him once or twice over the last 3 years. He started an opening, and I thought I was in the wrong place. He goes, I'm going way back, and I'm talking about Ty Cobb. He brought up Ty Cobb. I post stuff on Facebook. I've talked about Ty Cobb. He was a mean player. He said he was a racist, a known racist, convicted of that stuff. And he brought up Ty Cobb on our show. So we reinvented ourselves, Bill Neal, without even knowing we had reinvention.
So you're saying he got that on Facebook?
No, he got it from me because he
From
doesn't
Facebook,
read.
though?
No, he doesn't read Facebook.
That's what I was confused about because then I would have said that he would have had to read that.
No, I was trying to say that I posted it there, but I've talked about it.
Oh, okay, that
on
makes sense.
show.
That scared me.
And then all of a sudden, a year later, he's bringing this stuff up. It was a great, I'll tell you what, he must have found something somewhere because he brought some facts out. Well, that I said, but in his own way.
He's listening to you.
I know. I didn't think he listens most of the time, but he does follow baseball.
I'm related to Ty Cobb.
Oh, jeez. That's Bill.
Brothers from another mother.
Oh, very different mother. Definitely.
Speaking of baseball, it seems to me that
KC.
fate is on, destiny is with KC.
Isn't that a Cinderella team that they used to
Yeah,
say?
I mean, they won, 4 extra inning games out of the first 7 playoff games, something like that.
That's my
They're
team.
undefeated.
incredible.
They're undefeated in the postseason.
It's scary. It's really
That's my
scary.
team.
Yeah, I'm going for the underdogs, and I like
He's a
Kansas City.
bandwagoner from way back. There's a couple more seats on there. He doesn't even know what color uniforms they have. I'm not even going to ask him. But no, it is
Embarrassing.
exciting to watch some of the baseball here.
It is.
Look at the Cardinals come back, beat the Giants.
The Cardinals, that guy beat us this year too. That Wong guy, he
Yeah.
seems to come in the last couple innings. That's when he hits all his home runs.
Wong hit a walk-off homer.
Will
Try
he?
saying that.
Will he?
No, I just said he did.
That's Wong. That's Wong.
I set him up.
But yeah, baseball players are very exciting this year. Of course, I
think?
wish the Pirates were in, but it's extremely exciting.
What I look at is, you hate to look back, but we did have 2 years in the playoffs, 2 winning seasons. A lot of teams are sitting home. I put that on Facebook that a lot of people haven't read, but a lot of $150 million teams, $180 million
So did I.
teams,
So did I.
$200 million teams, they're sitting there.
Yeah, they're all at home. They're on the
Definitely.
same golf course as the Pirates are this week.
I heard you say that.
Yeah.
You got a good line there. I like
that.
that.
I like that, yeah.
Definitely, it works for me.
But yeah, it's going to be a good rest of the playoffs. I'm excited about it.
It's good. I appreciate you coming here again, supporting us. We'll be in a new venue next week. Can't tell you for sure yet, but by Wednesday I should have an answer.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
You'll see I'll post it up.
be
Well,
there.
thank you, Mr. Mona V,
Thank you.
Mario Tempest,
Great job, Eric.
one of our magazine supporters, advertisers, and all-around good guy. Posts a lot of good stuff. Thank you.
Thanks.
Fitting. I'm going out like
You
I
can
came
hold the
in.
mic.
Yeah, why not? For
Hold
the
the
first
mic.
time in like
82 shows.
82 shows, I'll hold the microphone.
And
Speaking of which, who's not here?
the winner by default.
And
Still
still,
33 show streak. where he didn't always come in on time. He was actually on Smoking Jim time. But he got on every show for 33 weeks till he broke me down. We put him on our live studio show. Again, these are TV shows, television, not radio. There's still rumors. Somebody just asked me today, how's that radio show going? I go, which one? The Fan. They go, yeah, I think I heard you on that. I go, no, it's Pittsburgh Sportsline on TV.
It's the natural progression that we will eventually be on radio. Smoking Jim has a face that only a mother could love.
And she does. He's a mama's boy. She loves him.
My mom loves my face, too.
She watches every show, breaks it all down.
I never got by on my good looks. Wow. Must be a Still Valley thing.
It's nice to be surrounded by you two. That's all I could say. Thank you.
Well, we need to recap some things that took place over the weekend. I don't know if you paid any attention, Jim Frazier, but I went out to, where were we at? Cole Center out near California University, PA campus, to Buzzy's Round 2 Gym, Buzz Garnick. And
we had an invite to go out there. And
checked out
Zach
the champ.
said we got to go.
Checked out the champ, Rod Salka, as he prepares for November 14th against Monty Meza Clay at the Console Energy Center. I'm optimistic that Jim Frazier will sit with me and Levine this time. You know, I don't know. Sometimes he flips a coin, and sometimes he acknowledges us and sits with us, and sometimes he doesn't know who we are. But
for where? Console Energy Center.
Yeah, I'm hopeful.
Oh, no, we got 3 Pittsburgh Sportsline passes at least. We're working on a 4th, so we'll try to get that locked up. We haven't got that confirmation yet.
Jim, you better get your courier press pass ready, because if it comes down to it, you're on the outside looking in.
I don't know. Easy, guys. This isn't sandbox time. It's Z time. I just wanted to interject. Smoking Jim, we actually learned how to use the cameras. Dave Cable gave us a little tutorial. So we ended up going out to wherever it was where Buzzy's place is.
Down 43.
Yeah, almost to Cal U. We were a little bit short. And he did an interview, great interview with Rod Salka, about 24 minutes.
Wow, that's
So
great.
we did that, filmed it, and it's already up.
Cool.
I already posted it, so it's up there. So you got that. We're looking to expand some interviews that we have out there. So
Yeah, coming up next, we're going to take it to the cage, MMA. I'm going to go check out the Death Star, Kama Worthy, as he prepares for, I believe it's November 26th.
It's November
at the
26th.
Isoplex at South Point.
Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
Pinnacle. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, come on out, Jim Frazier. We'll get you a turkey wing, turkey leg or something, some sweet potato pie. We'll get you something before Thanksgiving.
You got to get a hold of Etouffee, Shonda Lynn. If you want that sweet potato pie,
I need one of those.
just told her last week. I said, do you remember that guy with the beard? that white guy with the beard? She said, no. I said, he ate 3/4 of the pie I had. She goes, you bought a pie and you didn't eat it. I said, yeah, I ate it. I had help. So I told her Smoking Jim's interested in more pies.
Yeah.
But I saw her and Andre last week.
The Amish Assassin is always looking for exclusive endorsement deals. I love sweet potato pie, and I will be more than happy to fight somebody in a cage for one of those pies. So
I don't think that was it. It's called you just pay like $12 for a pie. That's all.
all right, that kind of takes the
You don't
fun
have
out
to
of it.
fight. You can fight your way over the next piece, the next slice of pie.
There won't be any fight over that, Levine.
I know. I'll grab the pie first.
You're gonna have to, because it's not gonna see the light of day.
Okay.
Once
Well,
it gets in my
get 2.
mitts.
My thing is instead of 1, always buy 2.
Like these guys, when it comes time after the show, you know, good luck trying to get a hamburger or a meatball off of one of these 2 gentlemen. It's hard enough getting a French fry, for Pete's sakes.
Are there any left? Well, it's been a great run at Sips that you mentioned a meatball hoagie that he said we truly did. For all our fans out there that think he makes it up, well, he has made it up. But really it was 2 weeks ago, because we were here 2 weeks ago. Pete made us the best meatball hoagies and the last meatball hoagies that I thought I was ever going to eat. So I figured we'd come back since Mark gave me the word that they didn't close the deal and shut the doors for the new place. We don't want to advertise them, but I'm hoping to get another meatball hoagie.
Don't get your hopes up, Levine.
Oh,
if Dan the Man has his way, we got about 5 people in sips tonight as we wind down this show. There was
I
a
know
lot of
everybody
speculation.
left.
I was almost certain that the last show we did here at Sips was the last show, but I'm
What
here
happened?
again tonight. It is. It is. I would have preferred the last show to be the last show, but you know,
It was a great last show.
It was.
Nice crowd.
It was.
A lot of our
But I think Bill Nill,
stars come out.
Bill Nill's comedy championship routine is going to take this one over the top. Just to
plus
touch
we
on a
got the
few
invite.
things.
We got the invite October 18th.
Yeah,
at
where
the
is Bill
Lounge.
Nill? I want him. He has to guarantee the Amish assassin security.
He had an
that
appointment.
night because I have a speculative feeling that I'm going to be in the supreme minority
In Verona.
that evening.
Hold it,
And,
I got an invite too.
Well, then you and me are going to be the.
I think I had plans. I already had plans. Is that Saturday night? I actually have plans.
I'm sure you do now.
No, I did before. And when anybody's on, I always say, well, I don't always say it, but yeah, thank you for the invite.
You know,
it
I
doesn't
knew
mean
Levine.
I'm going when I thank
I
you.
knew Levine was in when Bill Nill said that they were going to have food. I knew that there was no way that Levine would be denied a meal, especially probably some soul food in Penn Hills.
Greens are
I
great.
don't know who's going to be catering that, but
It don't matter.
just don't go over to the folks now and say that, you know, that macaroni and cheese better be good.
Hold it. Smoking Jim loves mac and cheese like I do. And you don't want bad mac and cheese.
Right.
I mean, what's wrong with the young
You
man?
also want to get out of hostile territory in one piece.
Don't worry about it.
We're in Homewood, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just end this with a good story. And
What
we're in
time is
Homewood.
it? What
We're at
time?
Showcase.
Cut this.
We're in Showcase. No, if Bill Nill could talk about, you know, the Doobie Brothers, you know, wake and bake, then I should be
Aaron,
allowed
how
to
much
tell a
time have we
Homewood
done?
story for the ages. There's a little barbecue place on Frankstown. It's called Showcase Barbecue. Good friend of
what?
mine, Drew, runs it. Frankstown. Come on, Al Levine. You're a South Hills guy. That's why you don't know about Frankstown.
My relatives
I
grew up
know.
in Penn Hills.
I-
They went to Penn Hills.
This is the first time
Rhode
in
Island
82 shows that we've heard about you having relatives in Penn
The
Hill.
showcase is actually 2 blocks down from the Inside Bicycle.
It is. It is.
Yeah, on
Stay up in there
Hamilton.
one day,
Yeah.
Smoking Jim.
It was raining when we went there. I'll set it up. It was raining. I was
Levine didn't
hungry.
have an umbrella, so you know how he gets about his hair. There ain't none of this also. You know how he gets.
Matter of
He
fact,
frets
I
about
got to
his
get
hair.
an appointment there.
Fortunately, there was some extra copies of Pittsburgh Sportsline, the magazine, in my work truck that Al used as an umbrella to shield his hair from the onslaught of raindrops.
Wow.
And we made our way
Hold it.
into.
I think I saved it because it was so
It is.
special.
It is.
It was so special.
We get into Showcase Barbecue. It's pouring. We're soaked. And
Yeah.
I'm waiting in line. And finally, Al Levine gets up. And he asks, the lady, and he says, that macaroni and cheese better be good. I said, Al, you do realize, man, like, we have to get out of here, in one piece to enjoy this fine barbecue, this good soul food. And he proceeds to say the same thing about the greens and the cornbread. He runs down the list. He says, man, those ribs better be good, and that brisket better be right. And
Well, plus you missed. I said I had heard that you had the best. And I'm not allowed to talk on TV what's the best because we're on public access
Correct.
TV. So I'm just trying to set this up on what I had heard going in. Plus, when you're with the Amish assassin, Little Z, Zach Brenner, whoever he might be, he told me you never, hey Levine, or Talking Machine, or whatever he wants to say, or Al, you never have to worry when you're with me. So I'm fearless to begin with, and he told me don't worry about anything. Now, it was a few months before he said that, but I have a memory here.
little did I know that Levine was going to test this theory in the heart of Homewood. I would have chose my words more wisely. I forgot we're dealing with the lawyer / godfather / union guy.
Man of the people.
Man of the people, talking machine. I forgot, that he's very, punctual with his wording, and he held me to that to a T. But
Right.
nevertheless,
What happened?
we got out of Homewood. We got the barbecue, and before I could eat mine, Levine's was gone.
He was driving. The greens, if they weren't the best, they were close to it. And that's why we can't say it on public access TV. And the ribs were just unreal. meat fell away from the bone, so I had to catch it and eat it. Because as I was pulling them out of that styrofoam container, and that mac and cheese, now you know when you get mac and cheese and it's very rich and cheesy, that's how I like it. So the lady was spot on with that. Everything she said was good. And it was very good in that hood we were in. And I'm here to talk about it.
Yeah, we're here to talk about it. So thanks, Levine. I'm going to have to be more careful when I take you into certain neighborhoods.
Well, I take a lot of things from people like yourself who are honest men like Smoking Jim, that it's very literal. Now, get your Funkin' Wagnalls out, that's a dictionary, and look up literal. And then you'll understand that, okay? Because that's what I go by. I only have a man's word to go against and, with, against, whatever he has. And that's what I try to do.
Well, let's wrap up that Homewood Homewood skit.
And what happened?
On to, we already said it. You don't put your fingers near Levine when he's eating, that stuff's gone, man. It was gone. And it was good, so you didn't have to ask the folks if it better be good. And we made it out there in one piece, and we lived to see it and fight another day.
I was worried because they were still cooking some of this stuff, and they hadn't brought it in yet. So I saw the rain. I thought maybe somebody might have dropped it. I was a little nervous there.
Well, I have to check your health department credentials. But that's neither here nor there.
How about sports?
Let's go. I was just going to segue to sports, as Dave Cable alludes to in my messages that I get in my earpiece, that we don't talk enough sports on Monday nights. We save it all for Tuesday in the sandbox. But I have some problems with Sunday's game that I saw fundamentally. We did a fake inside handoff to the fullback pitch on third and short play that left one of the Doobie brothers just right out in the flat. He couldn't make it out to the side and stretch the edge enough, and we got stopped there. And I felt in those two early possessions that we had when we were destroying Cleveland in the first half that, you're in trouble sometimes when you take field goals instead of touchdowns, when you clearly need to punch the ball in, Now, I'm not saying that they should have went for it on fourth down in a couple of those situations, wink, wink, for any of you folks that know about that.
But, you didn't even wink. Here, let me show you a wink on air. And then here, I'll do left eye. You could do both.
All right, left eye, Lopez.
Here, right. We got right eye. One wink for you, one for Smoking Jim. We covered it all. Kids, if you're watching and you're under 5 years old, try to practice that.
And the penalties, the penalties are still, there's still too many.
What did they end up with, about 8?
8 too many. But, my thing of it is like you guys allude to, whether Tomlin gets to handpick these guys or he doesn't get to handpick these guys, he's still the head coach. He's still the skipper of the vessel. He's still the guy, with the most input and the most say. He is the head coach. He is the leader. And those guys should go as he goes, or he doesn't have control of the team and he should go. And some of the mistakes that, keep happening, that I keep alluding to are just fundamentally unsound football, and
blocking,
there was some questionable
tackling.
personnel decisions made in the offseason. Not to say that Ryan Clark, was the backbone of that secondary, but that Mitchell isn't, a significant upgrade over Ryan Clark, other than the fact that he's a lot quieter than Ryan Clark when it comes to talking. That's about that.
Well, he's not looking for an ESPN job yet.
Well, I guess that might be the case, but,
Well, one thing in Mitchell's defense, he did knock the ball loose a couple times. That if they caught those passes, the game would have been a legitimate 31 points early.
And I'm also sad to report that you were probably, definitively watching the very last season of number 43, Troy Polamalu, as a Pittsburgh Steeler. As sad as that makes me or doesn't make me, I feel we'll be better suited and better off to just let Troy ride off into the sunset. He could go play for the Oakland Raiders for a season or two at about $40 million a clip, whatever ridiculous amount they're trying to pay out there in California because of the cost of living is so high.
It's going to be that high.
You just watch the film, Smoking Jim Frazier, and, Troy, he's given it all that he's got. But, some of these, these uncharacteristic mistakes where he's just guessing wrong or picking wrong is, that left the tight end wide open. And if he wasn't overthrown, Kiesel the Diesel would have never tracked him down.
How about that move for a guy that was basically almost going to be retired?
And Heath Miller's definitely slowing down. That's for sure. But, I mean, how fast would you run, if your knee was blown out the season before or whatever, So you're watching probably the end of him. But, like the offensive line. I will allude to this, though. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the second highest rushing team in the National Football League right now, at 168 attempts. Second to, I believe, the Dallas Cowboys. But an interesting stat for you on that is Murray, the running back for the Cowboys, single-handedly by himself could be third in rushing in the whole entire league.
It was fourth.
Was it fourth?
Yeah, you posted something up and I stole it. Then I shared it on Pittsburgh Sportsline.
So you read it?
Yeah.
Well, that's
I read
good.
a lot of stuff.
I know.
I'm questioning my co-host here on
Any
all the
man
stuff
that
I
reads
put out.
the Quran has got a lot of time on his hands.
And the Bible and the Old Testament, new, old, different versions. And the Sun Tzu, The Art of War. A couple other books that are out there.
You got a lot of time on your hands, Levine.
This isn't just last year.
Okay.
I have a whole career over it.
This is your whole life. You've read a lot of books.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not trying to compete with how many you might have not read or read.
Should Mike Tomlin's job be on the line?
Yes.
No comment from you, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Well, first of all, you got to realize about the Rooney family. The last time the coaches who had some time left on his contract, it came down between Bill Cowher and Tom Donahoe. Well, if you get rid of the GM, you don't have to pay him anymore, but if you get rid of the coach, you're still responsible for that guaranteed contract. So Mike Tomlin is still under contract for the next 2 or 3 years, so he will be Pittsburgh Steelers coach for the next 2 or 3 years. The Rooneys would rather him work than have to have him sit at home and they have to pay him and another coach. That ain't going to happen.
Very insightful.
That's one of the deepest insights we've had.
So I'll give a shout out, and I don't often like to praise Jim Frazier often, but Bruce Arians, the genius. Bruce Arians, the genius. Let's give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Out there in Cardinal land, this man is winning games with third-string quarterbacks, guys with bad arms. And he has one of the oldest coaching staffs in all of the National Football League. They have combined 104 years of coaching experience in the National Football League. So I just want to give a shout-out to the genius. Who's
and Larry
one of the
Fitzgerald had his biggest game of the year.
Shout-out to Larry Fitzgerald, a Pitt product, for a season or two.
I didn't read it. I watched some of that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, I thought he went to University of Phoenix.
Probably still doesn't have a degree.
He might have 3 degrees.
Like those Golden Quill Awards, Smoking Jim.
Can you make up another one? Well, we only got a minute left of this historical second last show.
It's been an honor and a pleasure.
It was great having you on our team. We'll be continuing forward with both of you on our team. I want to quash any rumors that this is it. It's not it. It's only for SIPs. We're not on the radio. Check out Verizon 32 everywhere. That's in downtown Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas. We'll be around again. Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. YouTube 24/7. Check us out every Tuesday night, our live show. We're on 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock every Tuesday through Saturday night. You can see either one of our shows. We do 2. Dave Cable puts up shows at odd hours, puts up boxing at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and on weekends. So check out our boxing shows. We'll have to talk more about that. It's just been a pleasure to be at SIPS again. I'm a little bit sad here to join that theme that we have to leave. And we made some good friends, and I've interviewed close to 300 people since we come here the first week of February, back in February 4th of 2013. So,
Getting choked up.
well, that is it, folks. Be safe out there. See you next week.